What if the single most powerful thing you could do for your brain to protect your memory, clear that mental fog, and slow down brain aging wasn't a pill, wasn't a prescription, and didn't cost you a single extra dollar? What if it happened tonight, in your own kitchen, with 3 simple fruits eaten at exactly the right time? Stay with me, because what science has found about what goes on inside your brain while you sleep is going to change how you eat your evenings forever. Today, we're breaking down 3 fruits that science says can repair your brain cells and boost your memory overnight, and exactly how to use them. If this is helpful, and I know it will be, please subscribe, drop a comment below, and hit that like button. Most people over 60 have been told the same thing. Memory loss is just a normal part of aging. Slow down, accept it, manage it. But that is not what the latest science is telling us. What researchers now understand is that the aging brain isn't broken, it's being starved of the right nutrients and the right environment to do what it's fully capable of doing, repairing itself. After 60, several things shift at once. Your brain's production of BDNF, its own growth hormone, the molecule that builds new neural connections and keeps neurons alive, begins to decline. Your glymphatic system, the network that flushes toxic waste from your brain during sleep, becomes less efficient, and your mitochondria, the tiny power plants inside every brain cell, start accumulating damage faster than your brain can clear it. Here's the critical insight. The window, 1 to 2 hours before you go to sleep, is one of the most powerful opportunities you have to change all of this. What you eat in that window either fuels your brain's overnight repair cycle or sabotages it.
Fruit number 1, pomegranate. And I want you to really pay attention here, because what this fruit does inside your body is extraordinary, and it doesn't even start until it reaches your gut. Think of your brain cells like factories. Inside every one of those factories are tiny power generators called mitochondria. They produce the energy your neurons need to fire, to remember, to think clearly. Now, as we age, some of those power generators break down. They start producing toxic waste instead of clean energy. And when your brain can't clear them out fast enough, they pile up, triggering inflammation and interfering with memory. Scientists believe this buildup is one of the central drivers behind Alzheimer's disease. This is where pomegranate steps in. Pomegranates contain special compounds called elagitannins. When these reach your gut, certain beneficial bacteria convert them into something called urolithin A. And urolithin A is one of the most powerful natural activators of the brain's own cellular cleanup process, a process called mitophagy that science has found to date. A 2024 study published in the journal Alzheimer's and Dementia, conducted by researchers at the University of Copenhagen in collaboration with the National Institute on Aging, found that urolithin A improved learning and memory, reduced neuroinflammation, and actively restored the brain's cellular cleaning system. The researchers found it performed at a level comparable to some of the most expensive supplements on the longevity market. Now, and this is the timing piece. Because this conversion by your gut bacteria takes several hours, eating pomegranate 1 to 2 hours before bed means that urolithin A peaks in your system right during the early hours of sleep, the exact hours when your brain is doing its deepest housekeeping. Practical tip: aim for half to a whole pomegranate's worth of seed pods called arils in the evening. Pure pomegranate juice with no added sugar, about 4 to 6 ounces, also works well. Pair it with a small amount of healthy fat, a few walnuts or a drizzle of olive oil to help your body absorb the polyphenols.
Fruit number 2, blueberries. Now, you've probably heard blueberries are good for you, but I want to go past the surface level today, because what these little berries do specifically to your aging brain is far more targeted than most people realize. Blueberries contain powerful plant compounds called anthocyanins, specifically cyanidin and delphinidin. These belong to a family of nutrients called flavonoids. And here's what makes flavonoids special. They can cross the blood-brain barrier. That's the protective shield surrounding your brain that most substances cannot get through. Flavonoids can. And once they're inside, they get to work. A major study published in the journal Neurology, one of the most respected medical journals in the world, analyzed the diets of tens of thousands of people over many years. It found that people who regularly ate anthocyanin-rich foods like blueberries had a 24% lower risk of cognitive decline, and the effect was measurable with as little as half a serving per day. But the mechanism I really want you to understand is this. Blueberry anthocyanins directly increase BDNF, your brain's growth factor, the molecule responsible for growing new brain connections, keeping existing neurons alive, and protecting your hippocampus, the memory center of your brain, from damage. A clinical study published in Frontiers in Psychology in 2023 found that older adults with mild cognitive impairment who consumed polyphenol-rich blueberry extract showed significant improvements in episodic memory and cognitive function. The researchers linked these improvements to increased BDNF and to the strengthening of neuronal signaling proteins directly involved in memory consolidation. And here's why timing matters for blueberries. Specifically, research shows that flavonoids produce a peak in cerebral blood flow and BDNF approximately 2 hours after consumption. When you eat blueberries about 90 minutes before bed, that peak aligns almost exactly with your brain's most active phase of memory consolidation during early sleep. Practical tip? Aim for half a cup to a full cup of fresh or frozen blueberries in the evening. Frozen is just as good, sometimes even more potent. Mix them into a small bowl of plain Greek yogurt for extra benefit. Avoid blueberry jams, muffins, or anything with added sugar. You want the anthocyanins, not the sugar spike.
Fruit number 3, kiwi. The third fruit surprises most people. It doesn't have the fame of blueberries or the exotic reputation of pomegranate, but for what your brain does overnight, kiwi fruit may be the most strategically important of the three. Here's the foundation. Your brain cannot repair itself without deep, high-quality sleep. This is not soft wellness advice. It is hard neuroscience. The glymphatic system, your brain's waste clearance network, operates almost exclusively during deep, slow-wave sleep. When you don't get enough of it, the toxic proteins linked to Alzheimer's disease accumulate faster. After 60, melatonin production drops significantly. By age 70, your levels can be less than half what they were in your 30s. You fall asleep more slowly, spend less time in deep sleep, and your brain's overnight repair cycle gets cut short. Kiwi fruit directly addresses this. It contains naturally occurring melatonin, serotonin, melatonin's direct biochemical precursor, plus the amino acids tryptophan and glutamic acid. These are the building blocks your brain needs to produce both melatonin and GABA, the calming neurotransmitter that initiates and sustains deep sleep. A landmark study in the Asia-Pacific Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that adults who ate 2 kiwis 1 hour before bed regularly experienced significantly more time in slow-wave deep sleep, the exact stage where your glymphatic system clears amyloid plaques and memory consolidation happens at its highest rate. Practical tip: 2 medium green kiwis 1 hour before bed. Leave the skin on if you can. It has 3 times the fiber and extra polyphenols. Pair with a small glass of tart cherry juice for an even stronger sleep and anti-inflammatory effect.
Let me bring this all together. Your brain is not passively aging. Every night it is either repairing itself or falling further behind based on the environment you create before you sleep. Blueberries boost BDNF to rebuild neural connections during sleep. Pomegranate feeds your gut bacteria to produce urolithin A, which clears damaged mitochondria overnight. And kiwi gives your brain the exact biochemical toolkit it needs to enter the deep sleep where all of that repair actually happens. Tonight, pick just one of these 3 fruits. Eat it 1 hour before bed.
Do it for 2 weeks and notice what changes. Your brain is not done repairing itself. It's just been waiting for the right signals. Now you know what they are. If this helped you today, please hit the like button, share this with someone you care about, and subscribe to DrEthanCare for more evidence-based health guidance made just for you. See you in the next one.